तुझं जे राजकारण आहे ना की हे ते असं तसं काय असेल ते तुझं बोल. त्यामुळे का बोल असेल तुझं. Welcome all. Able to you hear the voice? Yes, participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as far as today's session is concerned, it is related to some advanced sorting technique which is very rarely been defined, and we may expand the topic a little bit. So let us search for a new topic, that was bucket sort. So it is one of the easiest sorting technique, but it requires some amount of RAM or memory. It is based on some technique of dynamic memory allocation. So over here, when we say about arrays, it has a static memory allocation, and the beginning of the array is always allocated. For example, over here there are 8 elements, and when we declare the array elements in C, rather than we talk about C and C++, so in C and C++, we have to declare the array first, size first, and then we have to work on the array elements. But over here we are using bucket sort, which use linked list or pointer based allocation. So what is the concept? Is very simple. We have to find the maximum in the list first. So 1 second, I'll just add some participants. So the first concept is we have to find the maximum from the list, and then we create a head list. That means simply the representation of it, we can say it is a dictionary. So this dictionary will contain a key up till maximum. For example, the maximum in the array is 10. You can observe this array which contains the maximum data as 10. Yes, participants able to understand what is max in the array? So we find first max, that is 10. So over here, then we create a head list from 0 to m. So we don't know what are the values between the sorted list. So what we do, we create a head list that will contain all the elements from 0 to m, for m is equal to maximum. So we start with the head list 0 up till 10. Then we have to add one element to this list with respect to the head list. We can say it is a type of dictionary which contains a particular key, and within the dictionary we are appending a particular list. It is something like that. So let us move to the next point. What you have to do, start scanning from the array from 0 to n minus 1 till some students are joining. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to start scanning the array from the 0th index to n minus 1 index, and add element to respective linked list first element is 4 that is added. So LL stands for linked list and head is equal to 4. So you can see the first element that is at index 0 is 4. Therefore, the head which is selected for insertion is 4, and based upon that we will have the first element inserted at the linked list with the head 4. Yes, participants understood that is a new memory allocation is been done and a node is been added with the head as 4 in the list. So 4 was there. So next element if you scan, that is nothing but head is equal to 10. You can see over here. So after 4 we get 10 over there and the head of the linked list is 10. So you can see key of the dictionary is 10 and therefore it is inserted at position 10. So it is very easy to understand. So if you find that particular number in the array, you just insert it into the head of the list. Now let us move to 9. So the next head is of array 2, head is equal to 9, and we insert a new node at 9, position 9. Similarly, we move forward with 7. Now the head is 7 and we are inserting a new node at position 7. Next we find the head is 2 and we are inserting at the position 2. So this animation makes you very easy to understand what is really happening. So next we move to 3, that is index number 5. So head is 3 and we are inserting 3 over here. Now you can observe that the next element at index 6 is also 3. So what will happen? You will add the linked list one more pointer to the next of 3. So this is the design. When it is duplicated, you have to follow the sequence. Now the index 3 is labeled with red color. Sorry, the index 5 with value 3 is labeled with red color will come first, and index 6 which is labeled with black color is will come after that. Yes, participants able to use this 5 and 6 positions? Okay, so the elements are marked with red color and black color because they has to be sorted in the same order. And if we sorted in the same order, we say that is we are achieving sorting stability. So you should know the term that is sorting stability, which means the order of occurrence of a particular number is maintained if they are equal. And that is most important when we are doing sorting. It is the answer will be even correct if we swap the positions, but then there will be a sorting instability. So we have two terms, one is sorting stability, another is sorting instability. In every good sorting technique, you should maintain the sorting stability, that is the positions. Now to add something more to it, we will have the next number, that is element. So over here we have applied stable sort and next point is 8. So now 8 is inserted at its position. Everyone at least understood how the head list is going to work? Yes, participants? Or any question on how the elements are being converted from a normal list into a linked list? We will study the linked list concept in lecture in unit number 4, but at least there is a dictionary concept we have studied in Python. So the head list can be imagined as it is a key and all other elements are being appended to a list which is within the dictionary. So you can assume that also. Now how the data contents are being sorted. So you can see what will be done. We have to display the results display the results from the zeroth head list to max head list, display only non-empty list. So when we display only non-empty list, we get the final results. So naturally, we get the final result as first is 2, followed by 3, then 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is one of the easiest method for sorting. No much comparison is required. Only thing is we are just inserting into the particular head list. So we can say this is a non-comparison or non-exchange method. Do you agree with the concept? In the previous examples, such as bubble sort and all those, we have the exchange of the contents, or we insert some contents and then they are going to be shifted. So in bucket sort, it is a non-comparison method. We don't compare anything. We directly insert to its position, which is based on the head list. So this is a non-comparison method. We can find the results over here, which is the array will be sorted. Now, what is the problem or limitation with this scheme? Suppose I have a data which is 100 in this, or which is 1000. So what will happen? The number of empty cells will be more, and in that case, the management of the linked list heads will consume some memory. So there is lots of space complexity may occur in bucket sort, and therefore it is little have that limitations are there. If you manage that, that means if you only include that elements in the list which are been applied, then it will be having lesser space. Now let us see what is the complexity. So the time complexity is nothing but n, where n is the number of elements and plus m. So m is the maximum in the list. So it is based on the maximum number in the list. So naturally you got the upper bound of the list and lower bound is assumed to be 0. You can also find the lower bound as min and max. So min will be the lower bound, that is minimum number, and max will be the upper bound, which will be the maximum number. So we can create a linked list heads based on the upper bound and lower bound. That also will reduce the time complexities, space complexity. But you can observe over here there are some heads which are not being used. For example, head list 0, head list 1, head list 5 and 6. So it is using some spaces. If we eliminate this, then we get a better performance. So time complexity over here is n, where n stands for number of elements, plus m is equal to the maximum of it. So you can note down this time complexity. Most of the time in exams it is been asked. So this is bucket sort. Any questions, participants, on the concept of bucket sort? Yes, participants, any questions? Or did you understand it? Okay. So over here, the pointers which is been highlighted with the blue line, blue right arrow, is called as the next pointer. You should know what are the pointers. So it is the next pointer which is pointing the data. Now another numeric based concept which is based on the base of the number is the register. So we have here, we can another sorting technique, that is a register sort. We can sort using binary representations or integer representation, float or even string can be used as the contents of the array, and they can be easily sorted. As we say, the string is a combination of characters, and combination of characters will have some ASCII values. So each character has some ASCII value, and therefore it is a type of number only. So we can sort the numbers itself. Now how to do this? It's a very interesting topic and it needs your concentration over here. Let us take the same data elements. So over here we have just modified the data elements for faster access. So minimum is over here is 0, maximum over here is 7, and we have arranged the data in a tabulated form. So over here what we are going to use, we are using the binary representation, and here are the bases. So we can see over here we have made 3 columns. So it is 4 is represented in binary, so it is 1 0 0, whereas 5 is represented as, sorry, we have to represent 5 in the terms of 1 0 1, and 0 should be represented over here. Then 7 is okay to, yes, yes. So now 6 is nothing but 1 1 0. So this is the representation. 1 second, someone had explained as far as the arrays are being concerned. One second. Okay, fine. So as far as the Redis sort has been concerned, we will have this base representation. So 4 is represented as 100, 5 is represented as 101 in binary, and similarly we have each representation in 3 bits. Now what it means, simply the first column is nothing but a multiplication of 2 raised to 0, where the second column is the multiplication of 2 raised to 1. The third column is the multiplication of 2 raised to 2. Just give me a minute. बॉक्स फाईल वगैरे किती पाहिजे ते सांगितलंय का? बॉक्स फाईल 2 सेमिस्टरला, सेमिस्टर वाईज आहे क्लिअरली दिखाय. किती सब्जेक्ट आहे? Okay, so you can see this base is very important, that is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 2. We are going to use this base over here. So what is to be observed? The task is to find maximum length of any number. So over here you can observe that maximum the length is equal to 3 bits. Yes, participants? Can you observe the maximum length of any number is 3 bits in the array? In the previous example, we have taken the maximum of the number. Over here, the maximum length of the number has been considered. So L is equal to 3 bits. Now, task is to find the maximum length of any number. And here L is equal to 3 bits. What to be done? Scan the bits from the top to bottom and find one. So the highlighted part you can see, which is in yellow color, we have to find a 1 from top to bottom, and then we have to find the 0 in the next position. So you can see we find the 1 at position 5 or element 5, and 0 is what we find at the index position of 2 raised to 0. You can observe this, which has been highlighted between binary value of 5 and binary value of 0. Are you able to note this? Yes, participants? So you can get what is the, where 1 is been found and 0 is been found, next 0. So after 1 we have to find the 0. Now after we find that, what we have to do, we have to exchange it. So exchange the content. So you can see we have exchanged the position of 0 and 5. Able to see? Yes, participants? So this we have done the first part. Now again we have to find the one over here. So again we find the one at position 5 or index value 5 is there, and then we get the next 0 is 2 in the 2 raised to 0 column. So over here again we have to swap it. So we swap 2 and 5. You can observe this. We have swapped 2 and 5. So 5 is coming down. Now next one we find at the position or value 7, and next 0 is at 6, so which is the last one. So now they are going to swap it. So you can see they are going to be swapped. So 6 we swap with 7, and you can see the entire column which is highlighted with yellow color is now sorted. Yes, participants, able to see this? The yellow column, that is 2 raised to 0, is completely sorted and you cannot move further. So now what we have to do, we have to shift to the base. We are shifting to the base, that is 2 raised to 1. So now we get a new combination where 2 raised to 1 is there, and we are comparing the first one with the next 0, that is 2 raised to 2 and 5. The value 2 and 5 is now compared, and naturally there will be stacking. So don't worry about the order now. So 5 and 2 are being swapped. So you can see 5 and 2 are now currently swapped. So even though 5 is smaller than 2, we have this swapping because of the rule. So 5 has come above and 2 has come down because there was 1 over there. Now if you observe the entire list, that in the column 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, which is highlighted by orange color, it is totally sorted. All zeros are above and all ones are below. So now you cannot work on this column. So what you have to do, shift the base to 2 raised to 2. Over here we get the next column is 2 raised to 2, and in that we are finding 1 and 0. So again 4 and 0 will be compared, and we can find there is an exchange between them. So you can see 0 and 4 are being exchanged. So 0 has taken his original position, 4 has came down. Now let us move to the next comparison. So again there will be a comparison between 4 and 2. You can see 4 contains a 1 and 2 contains a 0 in the 2 raised to 2 column, and they will be swapped. Okay. Again we have to compare the next values, that is 1. So we find the 1 in the position 5 and 0 at the position 3. So 5 and 3 will be swapped, that is directly exchange is there. So no comparison, they are just directly exchanged, and 3 will take the position of 5 and so on. So next is you will have a comparison of 6 and 3. So we compare 6 and 3, and finally there is an exchange between 6 and 3. Now you can see the column 2 raised to 2 is sorted, no further operations can be performed, and the result is your data is completely sorted. So this is the very easiest method. So we say data sorted, and the complexity is over here is O of n into L. So L is nothing but the number of bits over here, or the length of the digit. Yes, participants, able to understand radix sort and its complexity. So n is the number of elements in the array, and L is the maximum number of bits or the length of the largest digit is considered, that is L. So this is one of the easiest method, and you can see it will work with bitwise also, or you can also work on integer number. So let us take the similar example with the base of 10. Over here we have taken the base of 2. So now you can also check with the base of 10. We have just updated the array. You can see we have updated the array with the contents of 950, 50, 100, 75, 150, 385, 25, and 1. And naturally, we are taking integer numbers where we are talking about the base of 10. So it is 10 raised to 0, 10 raised to 1, and 10 raised to 2. So the maximum number was within 999. So it is taken 10 raised to 2. Now we have again, we are using the first base, that is 10 raised to 0. The strategy is again scanning from top to bottom and exchange the values if it is less. So 0 is compared with 5, no exchange is, then 5 and 0 will be compared. So it is 75 and 50, 150 will be exchanged. So you can see the first exchange. Yes, participants able to view the first exchange. 75, 150. So you can see 150 comes above, 75 goes below. Even though 150 is greater than that, but we have to sort it on the basis. Now next comparison is 5 and 1. So you can see the next comparison is 75 and 1. So naturally over here you can have the value swapped as 1 and 75. So 1 will come above. Now in the base 10 raised to 0, no swapping or no sorting is possible. If the data is entirely sort, we have to move the column 10 raised to 1. So over here lots of comparisons are there. So first is 5 and 0. You can see 950 and 100, and there can be an exchange. So you can see there is an exchange between 950 and 100. Then next is 50 and 1. So naturally 1 is less than that and it will be swapped with the position 50. You can see it is swapped with the position 50. Moving further, we will find 5 is now comparing with 2. So 5 is compared with 2 and 950 and 25 will be exchanged. So you can see 950 and 25 are exchanged. Further, there will be comparison with 8 and 5. You can see further comparison. 385, so 8 and 5 will be compared, and 950 will go above even though it is greater, and 385 will be 10. Now exchange. Again 8 and 7 will be compared, 75 will go above and 385 will come down. So if you observe the column 10 raised to 1, it is now completely sorted and no need to sort further. Let us move to the next column, that is with the base 10 raised to 2. So it is highlighted with yellow color. So it is first comparison 1 and 0. So 1 will move ahead and there will be exchange between 1 and 100. Next is 100 and 25. So naturally 25 will go above, 100 will come down. Next comparison, it is between 100 and 50, and naturally they will swap their positions. Okay. Then next one is 150 and 75. 75 will come above and 150 will go below. Then 950 and 150 there will be swapping. Again 950 and 385 there will be swapping. So once the third column, that is 10 raised to 2, is completely sorted, we can find the data in the final list is also updated with the final. It is also sorted. So what is the complexity? Again, it is O of n into L. Yes, participants, any questions on Radix talk?
Sir, how do we determine which base to take?
Yes.
So how do we determine which base to take?
Okay. Base to take. First of all, if you observe these numbers, so over here, we'll start from the initial number. So you can see, I'll just move it little back. So we will able to see how it is being determined. Okay, so you see this slide. So over here, the first number is what? 950. Yes, participants, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we do? I put 9, 5, and 0. So over here, 10 raised to 0 is the base. If the number is integer, then we have to take it as 10 raised to 0. If the number is binary format, then we have to take 2 raised to 0. So we have to identify what type of number or data type is there in the array. So if the data type is in integer format, take the base as 10. Okay. So whatever be the first or the least significant bit, we can say LSB, least significant digit, then we multiply it by 10 raised to 0. Then the middle element next to the LSB, least significant digit, is 10 raised to 1. And the next is 9th is 10 raised to 2. So you can see that if I multiply 10 square, that is 100, with 9, so I get 900. Then if we multiply 10 raised to 1 with 5, we get 50. And when we multiply 10 raised to 0 with 0, we get 0. If we sum the total amount, then we get 950. Yes, able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so based on that, the base are being selected. So based on the data type. So if here the data type is integer, therefore we take the base as 10. If we say that data type is binary numbers, then we take the base as 2. So over here, in the previous example, we can see over here, here there are all binary numbers. We have converted the integer number into binaries. So sometimes in binary representation, we have to take the base as 2. Yes, understood everyone? Okay. Now if your numbers are or the data is a string, then we can say A is represented in ASCII value, capital A is 65. Okay. So each characters can be represented in the terms of numbers. So we can have at the max 3 digit only. So each character can be represented in 3 digits, and we can compare the total numbers also. Okay. So we have taken two bases as example, that is binary numbers and integer numbers, or we can say non-decimal numbers. If there is a floating point value, then we can convert it into some negative, that is 10 raised to minus 1, 10 raised to minus 2, and so on. Okay. So as far as today's session is concerned, we studied about two concepts. One was the bucket sort, which is using the linked list. So over here, this is one of the easiest sorting method which we have studied. That was based on the linked list concept, which is using dynamic memory allocation, and it's also having very less complexity. We can say it is a non-comparison method, and we are not using any exchanges over here. We are just updating the list or appending the list at the end of the contents. So I hope the session gave you some important information. Yes, participants? Okay. Now, as far as today's session is being concerned, I stop the presentation because it is use time to give you some attendance is to be taken. So today's session code is C00121, and we have nearly finished about unit number 3, and some assignments will be given. So we'll stop the session over here. You can give the attendance. Thank you very much.